Hello and welcome to the Audio Dad Chronicles. I'm Shale, and today we are taking a journey into some punk covers, specifically Motorhead, with a couple of tracks from the Killed by Deaf compilation. So I'm super stoked to check out the punk tribute to Motorhead titled Killed by Deaf that was recently released. And being that it is Motorhead, the songs are going to be short, they're going to be fast. Being that they are punk covers, they are likely going to be short and fast, or maybe even faster. So I thought this would be a pretty short video, so maybe we should do a double shot. So today we are going to listen to Ace of Spades, because of course we have to, and it is covered by Pennywise. And then we're going to follow that up with one of my all-time favorite tracks of theirs, Stay Clean, and this is going to be done by Murphy's Law. Now, everybody knows Ace of Spades, of course. Not too much to be said about that, and full disclaimer, yes, I do know both these songs very, very well. Motorhead is one of my all-time favorite bands, and Lemmy is one of the most influential bass players in my entire career. So, based on that fact, I have heard them all, so I will try to minimize the stops and starts. But I will have to do it because YouTube says we have to do these things, so I will unfortunately be pausing a little here and there when I really just want to bang my head and get into the music. But we do have to do the do. That's what they say we do. So, sorry up in front, there will be the occasional pause on the music. We will have to do that thing, but I'm really stoked to check out Pennywise's cover. So we'll do that one up first, and then we're going to get into Stay Clean after that. So, first up, let's go Ace of Spades. Sorry, like I said, we will have to do the occasional pause throughout the course of this. It is only 2.5 minute long song after all. So far, loving it. It does sound like Pennywise. They haven't really changed up their sound. They sound like what they sound like, and that is a good thing. I'm a big fan of theirs as well. The production on this is solid. They didn't cheap out. I've definitely heard some tribute albums over the years, particularly from punk bands, and they do have a tendency to kind of, I don't want to say they call it in per se, but they don't spend a lot of energy on it. There's not a lot of effort, there's not a lot of money. They just kind of hop in a studio and blare it out, and it sounds like it was recorded with a tape player in the back of the room. Not here. This sounds really good, like it was actually done in a proper studio, so props to them for taking the time to do this song justice, because it does deserve it. So anyway, yes, stop talking. Sticking to the traditional solo for the most part there. Not a criticism at all, but just minor observations differentiating this from the original. I do notice a little bit of a mixing difference between the way that the original music from Motorhead was presented versus now. First and foremost, I mean, if the bass player isn't the singer anymore, are you really going to hear the bass out in front quite like Lemmy would have had it? Maybe not. Not a bad thing necessarily, but definitely used to hear in that Rickenbacker clang where of Lemmy just digging in and with his pick and just playing it hard and heavy, and it really stands out. This is a little bit more subdued, just a little bit further back, and same thing with the solo. In the original version, that solo is really pulled forward and it's really in your face and just kind of kicks you. This was the solo, it was played, it was there, but mix-wise, it sounds like it didn't really change too much. It just kind of pulled straight through. Again, not a bad thing, not criticizing Pennywise or the person that mixed this at all. Just observing the differences between it and kind of, because that's the kind of the point here. We know the song. Who hasn't heard Ace of Spades at this point, really? I definitely have, hundreds of times. But let's go. Short, sweet, to the point, just like you expect. So that was a pretty damn good cover, I gotta say. They definitely stuck to the rhythm, they stuck to the format, which is what you want. Sometimes when bands cover an artist, they want to change it up and kind of present it their own way. But when you're doing a tribute album, that's kind of not the goal. It's to take your voice, your tone, your sound, and just play the song the way it's written. And that's pretty much what Pennywise did there. Next up after this is going to be Murphy's Law cover of Stay Clean. Now, I bet you're all wondering, of all the songs on this compilation, 14 of them to be specific, why did I pick that one? Well, because it's one of my favorite songs, and it was one of my first real introductions to Motorhead. When I was a young teenager, I discovered the band through other artists, primarily Metallica definitely being a big one of them, where they were talking about them and mentioning them and wearing their shirts and all that, and me being the impressionable youth that I was probably about 12 at the time. It really stuck out to me that, oh, if my heroes type people, you know, the artists that I listen to and I look up to and I'm learning the songs from and all that, if they are into these bands, I need to be into them as well. So I went down to my local record shop and I looked for something that I could find, and I found No Sleep Till Hammersmith on cassette. And it was the only Megadeth. It was the only Motorhead. Goodness, getting ahead of myself. It was the only Motorhead song, or album rather, that they had at that moment. So I bought it. And it was a live album. Cool. Who knew? And it is a phenomenal live album. It is still to this day one of the best live albums I've ever heard as far as I'm concerned. And like I say, being a young and impressionable bass player, Motorhead, Lemmy, of course, is going to leave a distinct impression upon you. And the song in particular that really jumped out to me and really pretty much grabbed me and made me say, this is what it's about. This is why Motorhead is cool. You need to listen to more of their stuff. It was the song Stay Clean. And it has a notable bass solo in it that has been a little bit of a discussion, if you will, among Motorhead fans. Not in a bad way, just in talking about it, because there's the studio version, there's the live version, and they are a little bit different, particularly the bass solo version. And for my money, the live version blows away the studio version. That's just my 2 cents. Don't come at me. But that's where it was at. It was, for me, like I say, being a bass player, it had that distinct tone. It was pulled out in the mix. He's got that dirty grind going because he plays through cranked up guitar amplifiers. When he plays with the pick, and he very much plays like a guitar player. But then he busts out a bass solo. And at that point, I was hooked. So because of that, we're going to get into Stay Clean now.
Can't obey. I can't agree with all the things I hear you say. Oh no!
Alright, since we were criticizing the mix, or sorry, observing the differences in the mix, I shouldn't call that a criticism, because that truly isn't the case. There's some distinct differences going on here. This is a little bit more toned down, a little more raw, a little more single note. It doesn't sound like there's quite the layered production in the guitars, which I kind of dig. This almost gives it more of that live vibe to it. I almost wonder if Murphy's Law was a fan of the live version as well, or that maybe influenced the way they approach this song. Also notice the bass is a little more forward in the mix, which is cool. I appreciate that as a bass player, and being that this is a Motorhead tribute, this is a Motorhead cover album, it's good to know that, or to see that they're, you know, pulling the bass forward a little bit more in the mix, even if it isn't something they wouldn't normally do. Good so far. You know, it is definitely Murphy's Law. It sounds like them, which again, not a bad thing. Really digging the way this is going so far. So let's let it go. I always have a rule, don't interrupt the solo, bass or guitar, and that's about to get into it, so we're going to pause it right there really quickly. We're going to back that up just a quick old second because we want to let that play through. I wanted to get ready for it. I wanted to be in that mode. I'm listening. Let's see how much, how true to the song, which version that they're going to play. Just you know, how good of a job does it? Because for me, this is where my eye is. I'm watching you. Let's make sure that y'all do this justice. Speaking of doing this justice, we're doing 2 songs here, but it actually is a 14-song album, and I really want to hear it. And I think I might just be picking it up for myself on vinyl. I've been eyeballing it, it's been in my cart, I've been looking at it, I was putting off making this video thinking maybe I'll order the vinyl because I'm going to order it anyways. Let's be real here. It's happening. Maybe it's going to land under the Christmas tree. Who knows? Time will tell on that one. But if I'm going to listen to it, maybe I should just be spinning the whole thing. Spin the black circle, as they say. Spin that record. Would you all be interested in hearing me react to, or watching me react to, the entire album? Should I hold off if I do get it, or even if I don't get it? Because there's a whole playlist available to us here on YouTube. Should I watch the whole thing? Would you all be interested in following along with me? Over on Patreon, we do some complete album breakdowns where we will watch or listen to an entire album or a live concert. We're eventually going to even get into some music-themed movies where we're going to watch the entire thing. And over on Patreon, we don't have to do the whole stop-start. We can let things play and breathe a lot more. We can be a little more relaxed, a little more enjoyable environment where we don't have to do the whole song and dance of the copyright thing. Where we, like I say, we got to stop and start and have a certain percentage of our video which is transformative. That is their buzzword. Make sure that everything you do is transforming the song into something else, which is sacrilegious, especially for something like this. So, let me know in the comments, would you? Would you be interested in watching and reacting along to me checking out the entire album? Front to back, less restrictions, less stops and starts. I might talk over a little bit. I might pause it sometimes because I really get into a moment or the version of the cover. But mostly it would be my intention to save the reactions to the end of each song instead of constantly getting in the way like this. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in, and we'll see where it leads from there. It might be something we do where we put the record on, literally play it. Flip the record, you know, like do it like it's meant to be done. Or we might just play the YouTube playlist. Or we might just move on if there's just not enough people interested in watching that with me, and I might just do it on my own. Time will tell on that one, but do leave a comment, let me know what you think about that idea, and we'll go from there, okay? Thanks. Alright, here comes that solo. Let's go. Not bad, not bad, I approve. You get a 4 out of 5 for that one, my guy. Again, small observation towards the mix, if for no only reason other than just to be comparative to the original. Obviously they are not intending to outdo it, because nobody could outdo the original on Motorhead, and certainly not on this song as far as I'm concerned. Would have been nice though if you're doing a solo, hey mix engineer guy, knock it up a couple dB would you? Let us hear that bass solo just that little bit better. But splitting hairs on that one. That was a killer solo. Glad to hear it. He did a good job. You definitely did let me proud on that one, so let's let it keep going. For Lemmy indeed. That was fun. That was a great way to end this. I'm glad I made this the second of the 2 videos. But is that the only 2 I do? Let me know in the comments, like I said. Do you want to hear more from me watching reactions to this particular album? Or I might just listen to the whole thing front to back? Like I said, we'll probably move it over to Patreon where we don't have to be interrupted and babble on so much. We'll just get into the music and just really enjoy the covers. Let me know if that's something you'd like to see, where we put it on the turntable, put the needle down, hit the start button, let the old black circle start spinning up and listen to it on vinyl, or maybe we'll just watch it on YouTube here and let the reaction video thing just play in the background with a little visualizer. But either way, if you're interested in watching me watch and listen to the rest of this punk tribute to Motorhead, Killed by Death, let me know in the comments, would you? Until the next one, thanks a lot for coming along on this little journey. I hope to see you all again.